In the heart of a small town nestled at the edge of a sprawling forest, there stood an old, dilapidated mansion. Its weathered facade and overgrown gardens seemed frozen in time, casting an eerie shadow over the surrounding neighborhood. Whispers of a haunting clung to the air as locals spoke of the tragic history that plagued the mansion. Legend had it that the mansion belonged to the prominent Wycliffe family, who met a gruesome end within its walls. It was said that their restless spirits roamed the corridors, seeking vengeance for the atrocities committed against them. Curiosity, as it often does, overcame a group of daring teenagers. Drawn by the allure of the mansion's haunted reputation, they decided to venture into the forbidden dwelling one moonlit night. Armed with flashlights and trembling hearts, they cautiously stepped over the threshold, their excitement mingled with apprehension. As they explored the mansion's decaying rooms, their footsteps echoed through the empty hallways, stirring the dust of forgotten memories. Flickering candlelight danced on the walls, casting eerie shadows that seemed to whisper ancient secrets. The air was heavy with anticipation, as if the spirits of the Wycliffe family awaited their arrival. But as the teenagers moved deeper into the mansion, strange occurrences began to unfold. Doors slammed shut with an otherworldly force, trapping them in rooms that had no escape. Whispers turned into anguished cries that reverberated through the corridors, causing their hearts to race with terror. One by one, the friends became separated, lost in a labyrinth of ghostly illusions. They stumbled upon the remnants of the Wycliffe family's tragic fate, photographs depicting a past filled with sorrow, letters revealing unspeakable secrets, and bloodstains that stained the floorboards. As their fear escalated, they realized that the mansion itself was alive with malevolence. Its very structure seemed to conspire against them, morphing into an intricate web of deception. Walls shifted, creating mazes that led to dead ends, and staircases twisted, confounding their attempts to find each other. Desperation gave way to determination as the remaining friends fought to reunite. They called out to one another, their voices trembling with a mix of fear and hope. And in a moment of synchronicity, their paths converged at the mansion's heart, the forbidden room where the Wycliffe family had met their tragic end. With trepidation, they pushed open the creaking door, revealing a scene frozen in time. The spirits of the Wycliffe family materialized before them, their ethereal figures haunted by sorrow and longing. But instead of malice, their eyes held a plea for release. Driven by empathy, the friends pieced together the fragmented truth of the mansion's dark history. They unraveled the lies and untangled the webs of deception that had ensnared the Wycliffe family for generations. And as they did, the mansion began to quiver, its spectral inhabitants finding solace in the resolution of their tormented past. In a blinding burst of light, the mansion and its ethereal inhabitants faded away, leaving behind a renewed sense of peace. The town, no longer haunted by the tragic tale of the Wycliffe family, embraced the newfound serenity that graced the once foreboding mansion. Deep within the heart of the dense, ominous forest, there lay an ancient grove known as Shadowwood. It was a place shrouded in mystery, said to be haunted by vengeful spirits and cursed by dark magic. Locals avoided it at all costs, their whispers filled with tales of those who dared to venture into its depths and never returned. One moonlit night, a group of adventurous friends, eager to test their courage, decided to challenge the legends surrounding Shadowwood. They gathered at its edge, their nervous laughter disguising their trepidation. Armed with flashlights and a sense of bravado, they ventured into the eerie forest. As they pushed deeper, the air grew colder, and the once vibrant sounds of nature were replaced by an unsettling silence. Twisted branches clawed at their clothing, and their flashlight beams revealed fleeting glimpses of eerie shadows lurking between the trees. Unbeknownst to the group, they had disturbed an ancient, malevolent presence that called Shadowwood home. The forest seemed to come alive, the very essence of the trees resonating with dark energy. Faint whispers drifted through the air, and the friends could feel a menacing gaze upon them. One by one, they became separated, their shouts and cries for help swallowed by the unnatural silence. Panic gripped their hearts as they stumbled upon grotesque scenes: a bloodied handprint on a tree trunk, mysterious symbols etched into the forest floor, and eerie laughter that seemed to echo from all directions. As fear consumed them, they realized they were being hunted. Shadows darted through the undergrowth, closing in on the desperate group. Each friend fell victim to the forest's wrath in horrifying ways, disappearing into thin air, consumed by unseen forces, or driven to madness by the relentless torment. The last remaining friend, gasping for breath, stumbled upon an ancient stone altar hidden within a clearing. It pulsed with an otherworldly energy, its malevolence tangible. With a sinking feeling, they realized that the forest demanded a sacrifice to appease its hunger. In a final act of desperation, the friend made a heart-wrenching decision. They offered themselves as the forest's offering, stepping onto the altar with trembling limbs. Darkness enveloped them as a bone-chilling scream echoed through the trees, marking the completion of the forest's dreadful ritual. The next morning, the locals discovered the lifeless body of the lone survivor, draped across the ancient altar. The forest had claimed its toll, its hunger sated, for now. And so, the tales of Shadowwood persisted, a grim reminder to all who dared to challenge the boundaries between the natural and the supernatural, the world of the living and the realm of ancient, vengeful forces. Years passed, and the legends of Shadowwood continued to spread, carried by whispered words and cautionary tales. Locals would still warn travelers and curious souls to stay away from its foreboding depths, for the forest had earned its reputation as a place where darkness held dominion. Those who disregarded the warnings and ventured into Shadowwood often met a similar fate as the ill-fated group of friends. Some disappeared without a trace, their names whispered among grieving loved ones. Others were found in a state of profound madness, their minds fractured by the malevolent forces that lurked within the forest's embrace. Over time, Shadowwood became a subject of fascination for paranormal investigators and thrill-seekers alike. They were drawn to its haunted reputation, lured by the thrill of unraveling its mysteries. Yet no matter how well-equipped or determined they were, the forest always proved a formidable adversary. Reports emerged of strange phenomena, a chorus of disembodied whispers, ghostly apparitions drifting among the trees, and an overpowering sense of dread that clung to the very air. Some claimed to have glimpsed the spirits of those who had met their doom, forever trapped in the twisted realm of Shadowwood. Despite the forest's chilling legacy, a select few were determined to unearth its secrets. They formed a group of intrepid explorers, researchers, and occult enthusiasts, united by their desire to confront the darkness that resided within. Armed with state-of-the-art equipment, ancient tomes of forbidden knowledge, and a resolve to defy the forest's curse, they ventured into Shadowwood. It was a perilous journey, fraught with fear and uncertainty, yet they pressed on, driven by a thirst for understanding. Days turned into nights, and nights into days as they delved deeper into the heart of the forest. Each step forward was met with an equal measure of resistance from the malevolent forces that sought to protect their realm. But the determined group refused to yield, their collective will challenging the very fabric of the forest's existence. As they approached the epicenter of the haunting, they discovered an ancient, decaying book, an artifact of immense power and forbidden knowledge. Its pages revealed the truth behind Shadowwood's curse, the tale of an ancient sorcerer who had once ruled over the land, his thirst for dominance and immortality leading him to strike a dark pact with the forces of the netherworld. Armed with this newfound understanding, the group hatched a desperate plan. They would perform a ritual, a counterbalance to the sorcerer's dark pact, channeling their combined energy to restore balance to the forest and release the tormented spirits trapped within. In a clearing deep within Shadowwood, the group gathered, their voices rising in a chorus of incantations. The very fabric of reality seemed to tremble as they invoked the ancient forces, their intentions pure and their hearts filled with hope. And in a blinding surge of light, the forest quivered, as if awakening from a malevolent slumber. Shadows dissipated, replaced by an ethereal glow that danced among the trees. The spirits, long tormented and trapped, were finally released, their anguished cries transforming into whispers of gratitude. As the last echoes of the ritual faded, the group emerged from the forest, their mission accomplished. Shadowwood, no longer a place of unrelenting horror, stood as a testament to the power of courage, compassion, and the resilience of the human spirit. From that day forward, the legends of Shadowwood took on a new meaning, a cautionary tale of the consequences of unchecked ambition and the enduring strength found in unity and selflessness.